Okay, so today we're going to be talking about all of the fruit trees we've got going in this spring. That's coming up next. Hello everyone, this is Dwayne with Edge of Nowhere Farm, and we're coming to you here today on March 28th, 2020. Got a breezy day today. It's actually been unseasonably cold. We had freezing temperatures this morning. It was 36 degrees here at the farm. At the end of March, here in the Phoenix, Arizona area, that's almost unheard of. Last year, I think we were near 100 at this point in time. So the trees are a little confused, and so are we, but what's really exciting for us, we've got the fencing done. We've started planting fruit trees. Got a call from Reed, and he had us come in for our first pickup of the trees that he's been growing out for us. So we have 17 trees that we picked up from him this morning, and because of this little cold snap, it's actually given us an opportunity to go ahead and get these in the ground, really with a little concern of too much heat on these plants. So even though we're a little bit late, I think we're going to be just fine getting these trees into the ground now. We got to get it done. So what we're going to do today is we're actually going to cover the varieties that we picked up this morning. We're also going to kind of show you our plan as far as how we have the fruit trees laid out here on the farm. And of course, we will get these placed as far as where they're going to be in their permanent home. So first thing I want to do, I'm going to go ahead and link a video here where we talked a little bit about Reed and RSI Growers. And obviously, you guys know we're big fans of his trees. They've done amazing for us. In fact, by far our best producing and best growth out of our fruit trees has been from his trees. Very, very consistent growth and production. So very critical for us here on the farm because, of course, production is really our key primary focus. So now today we got 17 trees. So this is just our first delivery of trees from him. A few of these are ones that he grafted from the old farm, and several, of course, are just ones that he grafts there himself. So let's talk a little bit about the varieties that we're going to be picking out and putting out on the ground today. So I'm going to go ahead and start with the trees that we got today from Reed. So we've got these separated out in basically where they're going to wind up being on the property. We're going to take the truck to actually place them here in just a moment, but we've got some peaches here. In fact, specifically the Florida Prince peach, our favorite peach variety. And as you're going to see here in a moment, these trees have peaches on them. In fact, they're loaded with peaches, but we got that there. We got Flavor Delight Apriums and also a Katy apricot back in there. We have our Pluaries and also a Burgundy plum. We have some Waddell pears, which are only available from Reed. And we've got a couple of pomegranates in the back, two different varieties there. I believe it's a Granada and the Angel Red, if I'm not mistaken. And then we have a Pia Cottam and also a Flavor Finale Pluot here, and in behind it I think is a Dapple Dandy Pluot. So we have these all separated out because they're going to be basically grown together for specific reasons. And as we get to the planting videos, we'll explain the reason why and kind of where they're at on the farm. So now in addition to these trees, we also have several trees back there, and we've talked about those trees. I'll link the video here for you, where we talked about having these trees kept safe from cows, and the chicken tractors, which are just to their right, did a great job of keeping them safe through the winter. They're all just bursting into life here with the warmer weather that we have and the extended amount of sunshine. So we'll also be placing those out in their permanent homes. So what we need to do now is we need to go ahead and get these trees here that we picked up from RSI Growers out onto the farm into their spot in their respective orchards. Okay, so didn't have to go very far. The Cuban Run is right there. So we're here. This is actually our west orchard. So this is the orchard row that we have on the west side of the property. Property line is right there for reference. So now we keep track of all of our trees. So I am a fan of Excel spreadsheets. Call me nerdy, that's fine. I am, but I do keep track of all of the trees, where they're placed. In the past, we didn't keep track of rootstocks. We also didn't keep track of planting dates. dates. We are going to include that now as far as our tracking is concerned. So we never really tracked rootstocks until the very end, but now that we've got Reed, he's got a couple different rootstocks that we're going to be trying out and seeing which one works better. So we're going to be keeping track of all of that. So now, of course, because we have this all plotted out, we have specific reasons why we have certain trees grouped together. And this side of the farm, we essentially have all of our stone fruit. So the majority of what you see in the back of the truck right now is actually going to be placed here today, and we will be getting some planting done. But first thing we need to do is actually get the potted trees into their respective homes. So what we're going to do is go ahead and get them placed. We'll talk a little bit about what we have here, and then two of these guys will wind up over on the other side of the farm. So Lori and I are going to go ahead and make sure we got these trees in the right spot. We'll come back to you when we're done. So you can see Instant Orchard, obviously not on the ground yet, but to get a good idea, we've got a great start here to our western orchard. So on the west side, obviously the majority of what we got from Reed today were stone fruits, and that's what we have, what you see here on the ground. We will be planting these today, so we'll get back to that. But what I need to do now, we have the figs loaded up in the truck, we have the 2 Waddell pears there as well, and we need to get over to the other side there onto the eastern orchard. So I'm gonna go ahead and drive us around, get us set up over there, and get these into their home. Okay, so we have these set. So just for reference, this is just about the back half of our eastern orchard here. So we have a couple of Waddell pears here right in the front, and then you saw us placing our fig trees. We got several spots for fig trees, and we do have varieties that are actually not on the farm yet, so we still have a few more to go. And then as far as the rest of this is a couple different types of things, some different pears. We've got some Asian pears, we've got Seckel pears, we also have all of our apple trees, so our pome fruits basically are all on this side of the farm. And then actually, as Lori's heading that way, let's have her scan a little further forward. You'll see we're almost done with the rings on our berries. Those are our mulberries. You can see they've been in the ground now for a week and they look fantastic. So those transplanted really, really well. So that, I think, is going to be about it for today. What I want to do is I want to kind of give you guys a shot across the farm. Okay, so just wanted to kind of give you kind of the size and scope. Lori's in the very corner of our fenced area. So this is our northeast corner of the growing area of the farm. So kind of give you again an idea of the scope. So right here in the foreground, you'll see our berry area. Right now, all we have are just the mulberries planted. Gonna have blackberries and that kind of thing. As she goes to the other side, you can see where we just placed pots a few moments ago. We have our stone fruit, also some pomegranates on that side. What you can't see on the other side of the house would be our citrus area. And now the middle area, we don't have, you can't see anything there yet because that's going to be our grapevines and garden beds and that kind of thing right across the middle. And then of course, as she comes back around where we just finished up, this is our pome fruit side. We also have figs over here, pears of course being a pome fruit as well. So this is really kind of gives you an idea of the scope of the orchard areas here on the farm. While they're set up in kind of quadrants, we are keeping like types together as best we can for cross-pollination and things like that. We also have some pretty distinct soil types. So what's behind me here is more hard compacted clay because we have a shallow wash that comes through here. On the other side, it's very typical Arizona dirt. a lot of caliche mixed with clay. And then the front of the property where we first placed that honey mandarin and where the rest of our citrus is gonna go is much more of a silty clay. So we got a silty clay and a little bit of caliche and that kind of thing at the front. So the way we have this set up, we believe that the types of fruits in the areas that we have and the soil that we have, and also the way the farm naturally captures water, will help to drive those different types of fruit to really their best potential. Really excited to have this going today, and now is the time for us to get these in the ground. But that is the next episode. And actually, more than just the next episode, it's going to be several episodes. So just want to thank you for joining us today. If you haven't done so already, subscribe to the channel. Questions or comments, leave those in the comment section down below. Instagram and Facebook, we post content there you won't see here on the YouTube channel. And our Amazon shop, I'll leave a link down in the description. That's a free, painless way to help support the channel. If you start with that link, it doesn't matter what you buy, you help to support us here. So just want to thank you for joining us today and remind you, if we can farm on the edge of nowhere, so can you. Either way, really excited to... Either way. Good deal.